I'm Pam Merrigan, and today I'm representing Sydney Folk Festival, which is actually an urban winter festival in the heart of Sydney's CBD. Happens over 2 days and 2 nights on the third weekend in August. The festival started in 2019. I wasn't involved in the startup festival, and it was quite successful, I believe. I did go to it, and then, of course, COVID happened, and it's been a bit of a challenge. I came onto the folk. It's run by the Folk Federation of New South Wales. I came onto their committee as the president in late 2019, and so I kind of inherited, as part of the job, the festival, along with all the other people on the committee. We actually did an online festival in 2020, which was very successful, and all the proceeds of that festival was split amongst all the performers. So it was something that 21 was cancelled 3 weeks out because Sydney shut down, and last year was challenging because there were COVID waves that were announced, and people who bought tickets didn't come. Fortunately, they didn't ask for refunds, and the people who would have normally bought day tickets, I guess, didn't. So it has been a challenge. The style of the festival, Sydney Folk Festival wants to bring together a really diverse range of artists, and we want them to be representative of folk in its very broadest sense, because I think that's the way that folk is developing these days. In terms of size, it's very, very, very small at the moment. But we hope, the intention is, that we will be able to achieve some steady growth over the next few years. The program features concerts, there were some workshops, participatory activities, which really, I think, are the core of what folk festivals do. They're very important to our festivals. We've tried dance, and dance worked very well in 2019, I believe, but we lost the venue. And we've been struggling with that, but we do hope to continue, because we see that as a very important part of the traditions, and also the ongoing emerging of new dance styles and things that are happening, that are part of our tradition. Demographics, attendees, quite various, but like I think a lot of our festivals, pretty high percentage of people over 55. Does our festival have a vision? I guess a lot of people on the committee would say our vision is just to get the thing up and running. But our short-term vision is that we can achieve some steady and sustainable growth. Our long-term vision would be that we would like this event to be a flagship or showcase event for the Folk Federation of New South Wales, to showcase specifically a lot of our New South Wales artists, but also to bring artists in from other states and territories to also show and share with our New South Wales artists. And we see, that as hopefully a way of also attracting new audiences to folk. What are our festival's main achievements? I like to think of our festivals really as the linchpins of our folk sector. And I guess, excuse me, one of the important things we do is we provide stages for our artists. And that's a very important thing, because there are a lot of other places that don't provide those stages. The folk clubs and the festivals, but festivals in particular. And I think we did that even with our online festival that we had in 2020. We do provide those stages. And I think the other thing that we do is to provide really unique experiences for our audiences. And we've tried to do that, but on that level, I think we did very well. I think last year's program was a terrific program. We failed our performers because we had problems with COVID, and as I said, people bought tickets, but then because of this sudden wave, they didn't use those tickets and they didn't come. So our audiences were quite down, and I thought that was very disappointing for our performers. But being the troopers that they are, they did present some fantastic performances over the weekend. Where do we see our festival fitting in the national picture? So in the pantheon of festivals, I think, I'm not quite sure, but I think we'd sort of have to think of ourselves as emerging. And hopefully we will, like a butterfly, emerge from the chrysalis at some point. Is our festival static, shrinking? As I said, I think it's not necessary. It's emerging. Sorry? 30 seconds. Okay. I'll get on to the challenges very quickly. Because we're in the city CBD, one of the challenges has been actually to find a place where we can base the festival in a small area and be able to grow it from there. We used Pitt Street in the first year, and that was great, but then it wasn't available after that. So we've moved to Surrey Hills. We had a lot of feedback last year that our venues were too far apart. We're still using Surrey Hills this year, but we've got a more compact, and we're actually using a nice venue called Tom Mann Theatre, which is really well set up. It's quite small. Finding enough suitable venues again in the CBD has been a challenge, but we're getting there. There's a group of people on the committee who've been really working their butts off, doing the pavement bashing and sort of seeing if they can find some places we can use. Marketing the difference of an urban winter festival as opposed to a gated festival, and what is our point of difference and what are the experiences that we're going to present to our attendees. So that's a challenge. And we want to be sustainable. In 5 years, we'd like to be financially sustainable. We'd like to be able to do all the core activities. We've been lucky. We have had grants, and we've got another grant this year from the Live Music Australia, which means that we are committed also to paying our artists proper fees, which is also going to be a challenge, but we will do that. And we've been, not that we haven't been paying our artists proper fees, but this is a real commitment to do that now. To be financially sustainable and to have that rainy day fund. And thank you. That's it.